Good morning, traders. It is 8:03 a.m. Chicago time on Thursday, the 7th of December, 2023. Thanks for joining me. This is episode number 2586. Derivatives trading is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so today is just another day. There's nothing that has changed overall. We're kind of grinding through December here. We did see a pretty decent breakout here in the overnight session across the Nasdaq, the S&P, and others. The overnight risk posture has been mixed, regardless. So the NQ's picked up quite a bit. And so has the S&P, but we still have the Russell and the Dow lagging. European markets definitely lagging. In terms of earnings, we just had Dollar General, and after the close, we have Broadcom and Lululemon. The narrative for today, or the themes and trends for today, the Chinese trade balance numbers come out pretty strong last night. German industrial output weaker than expected. U.S. initial claims came in at 220 versus 222. Really not much in terms of news flow at all. I mean, there's AbbVie buying some other pharma company for $25 a share and things like that, but nothing that's really impactful for us for today. Looking at the S&P, the market was balanced when the sheet was done. It is not anymore. We've broken to the upside. Really good volume again. So good volume spells better opportunity historically. But the inventory is pretty much even, with the range actually pretty decent, 21.5 points. And the point of control having shifted down from 25.87 yesterday. Was it 25.87, or am I imagining things? 25.84. I was close. To 25, to that 25.54, 55 area. Market's completely imbalanced. Let's move on and look at the charts here. This is going to be a short one. So we were down here for most of the session. We were completely balanced, and then we just ran off just now before the open. Not really on news flow. There isn't all that much news flow coming across. Tesla and Sweden. And that's really it. There's not much here in my news feed that says, "Hey, the market's going to lift." So I don't know what's going on there. Doesn't matter. We are basically in yesterday's balance. We see the same thing in the NQ. The NQ is actually pushed through by a little bit. The NQ is approaching its magnet right here, and balance, and has pushed back pretty much to yesterday's mid. You can see that blue line up there is in line with the overnight high. This is an impulsive move in the NQ, so we'd like to see. So it's important now to watch to see what they do with this. Does this pull back shallow and therefore continue and starts to take back what we did yesterday back into 16,020 in the Nasdaq, or does it butt its head against resistance here, consolidates, and then rolls back over towards the full session numbers? I'm going to tell you that the context of what we had yesterday, it is very difficult to tell what this thing is doing. This looks like a dude wearing a baseball cap and shouting something. There, we'll make him shout like that. Profanities. There. So, pretty good lifting here, but take a look at the delta underneath. The delta squished a little bit by, yesterday's action. But if I zoom in here to bring the delta in line, you could see that There isn't much here to talk about. This is being lifted. Yes, it hit offers, standing offers along the way. Yes, but not much. Not much in terms of aggressor volume that's really picking us up here. So I'm simply seeing this as a move on thin air. I know there's been movement in the treasuries and the dollar here that could be feeding into this. But overall, we aren't accomplishing very much. So let's look at the TPO chart. Here's our TPO chart. You know, we opened yesterday. So yesterday, if you look at what were the scenarios yesterday? Here are the scenarios yesterday. So the primary scenario, given that we opened in the gap and we were starting to attack these prices up here, the primary scenario is that we're likely to push the prior high and start making our way to 46.21. That was completely wrong. Yesterday it opened and it just didn't see the light. It was basically an open drive down somewhat. And we ended up, you know, with the secondary scenario was expected to be an open auction that fades down and pushes into 45.80, but then doesn't accomplish anything. But yesterday, they really took a lot of the effort back that was done in the overnight session. And what we have here, if we follow the point of control, this is how the point of control is migrating, the volume point of control. This is how it's migrating. It's completely flat. And if you follow how it's taking out these highs, it's, you know, it's really pushing lower with every push. Every time it goes down, it is pushing lower on lower highs. Yesterday, open drive, opens at the top, closes at the bottom. This is pretty much a trend day. The point of control is in line with our point of control, our normal point of control. Yesterday's volume point of control is in line with the day before, which is in line with the day before that. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we traded the exact same prices and accepted the same prices, making it very difficult to trade this. Kind of thing, because it is just not pricing away. There's no imbalance. The market is hyper efficient right now. It really is. And we find ourselves, as we open, we find ourselves currently right on top of that point of control, 45.70. So we're just completely in a holding pattern here. We've consolidated quite a bit. We've built quite a bit. But yesterday would have been a nice day for it to break, you know, pull back, test for sellers, and then find your buyers, and boom, off to the races it goes, takes out the 46.08 and starts pushing to 21. It had that opportunity yesterday. It did not do that, and it's bringing us back to basically balance, yesterday's balance. So we're out of balance with the overnight session, which has a point of control down here at 54. We have the VWAP at 57. We have the mid at 60. We're leaving those behind, but we're coming back into the prior day's balance and the multi-day balance up here. So market's just kind of in a circling the airport, not sure, not cleared for landing, and it might take tomorrow morning's non-farm payrolls and unemployment report for it to land somewhere. Although I just don't see that numbers being a huge, unless it's a massive miss. It really isn't all that significant at the moment. You know, currently it is all about consumer confidence, productivity, and inflation. Really, that's what this soup is made of right now. So we'll see. In the ES, we don't have a clear LIS, although I can see an LIS right here that you might want to mark right there, the 57. area would be the LIS for the overnight session. In the NQ, it's a lot more prominent. The NQ has an LIS right in here in the low volume node. The NQ had a double distribution earlier with this 15,834 area as the LIS, and now it's well above it. So my job, I'm not going to draw some lines here and pretend like I have some hypos. My job this morning is to see what's up. Like, I'm just probably not going to assess the market for definitely not for the first half hour. I need the first bracket to be done. And then I'm going to start paying attention on the second bracket and how it expands. How it expands from there. Does it expand up or down? Let's take a look at crude, which has definitely hit its mark. Look at crude. Man, brutal yesterday. Look at this. Remember I said, we talked about this, we held this balance, and there's likely to be some really badly positioned people, and they're very likely to run it down into the 69 handle. It went to 69.11 yesterday, so they really meant business. It opened at the high. It was opening at the high while we're doing the trader bite, and it managed to close on the low. Clear double distribution profile with a clear set of singles and a low volume node, which we opened at this morning. So the single prints in crude are at 69.98. And this morning, it's in the beginning of those singles is at 70.05. The low so far today is 70.06. I'm expecting today to be an open auction. I'm expecting crude to repair this middle part here and hang out at the 70 for a little bit. I don't expect, unless more news comes out, I don't expect crude to make big moves from here. Let's look at crude intraday, and you can see here it ran down, consolidated, and it's trying to take back, and the overnight session is entirely inside of the prior day's range, and pretty deep swings up and down, and it's an open auction. Currently, we have an open auction tilted to the buy side, but I'm expecting crude to kind of move back lower and test the point of control from yesterday, which is down here. So crude not getting off the ground at all, and the expectation is that's likely to continue. There's nothing here that says crude is being accepted at higher prices. It should be, the expectation is, given all the analysis, it should, between quotes, the word should be in the $90 range, and then OPEC stepped in because it wasn't happening. They couldn't get it going. So why would it hold on to those prices? So I'm, been bearish crude for a couple weeks now at least. I've been talking about it. And here we are. It's already accomplished its task. The goal, the balance is for it to push it towards the 70 and hang in there. Good luck. And tomorrow I'm off. So there's no trader bite tomorrow. I am just shutting down. No trader bite. Convergent members, I will not be in a chat room tomorrow. So I'll catch you on Monday. Okay? Good luck. And again, we'll talk Monday. Cheers.